What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are in the content creator beta and we're going to be testing out Adam Warlock. So I got him to rank 4 and this video is going to be without suicides, and you will still see that he's just very strong as expected from the deep dive. But let's explain his abilities. So this first fight I'm going to show you about his sovereignty counter. So we're going to activate it with our special 1, and you can also activate it with your special 2. And you can see we have those fist icons, and every time I hit the opponent, we increase it by 1 and refresh it. And the more hits we have on this sovereignty counter, the more buffs we get. So with 1 hit you gain an unblockable, with 10 hits you gain a true damage buff which bypasses resistance and armor, with 20 you gain a precision, which is very important. This is the highest precision we've ever seen. And then at 40 you consume all of those buffs to gain a big fury, which gives you close to 6,000 attack, and Adam Warlock as a rank 4 has almost 4,000 attack, so this increases his attack more than double. And then you have a cooldown on your sovereignty counter, but we activate it again with our special 1, and now you can see our buffs have a different color. That means that they have the sovereignty cover on them, and that means they cannot be nullified, they cannot be staggered or fate sealed. That's what it means. So now we have all of those buffs like protected basically, and we keep doing the same. The more our sovereignty counter has, the more buffs we get. And you can see that precision, man, it's almost guaranteed crits. Like it's literally close to a 20,000 precision. And I'm just gonna say that CGRs, which is so important as well, it's like 8,000. So this is even more than double the CGRs. And as you can see, when we got to 40, we got another fury, which is going to be the cap. You can get only 2 of those furies after you get 40 from your sovereignty counter. And now I'm gonna show you 2 more ways that you can start your sovereignty counter. Here we're gonna hit her in a block, and with your second light attack, when you hit the opponent into the block, you're gonna start your sovereignty counter with 10 combo in it, which is crazy good because you get that unblockable and that true damage buff instantly. And we pop that special 1, and also that special 1 is guaranteed to stun the opponent if you have a precision on you. So basically, if you have 20 of those sovereignty counter, you gain that precision, and it's gonna be guaranteed stun on that special 1. And I forgot to mention, but you probably noticed it, we keep, our sovereignty buffs are paused whenever the opponent throws a special or whenever we throw a special. And now when this counter comes back, we get the opponent intimidated. And as you will see, like check this out, we have the cooldown on our sovereignty counter, and when this goes off cooldown, we'll flick the opponent with an intimidate debuff, which makes them more defensive. And the second way you can activate your sovereignty counter with 10 hits is by throwing a special into the block. As you can see, we got 10, and they are paused, and now we have the sovereignty cover on, so they're immune to the neutralize and all that stuff. And we keep ramping our buffs as we got that big fury, which lasts for like 60 seconds. Man, this guy's buffs last forever. And look at this damage. This is rank 4 without suicides, man. This is just wow. It's incredible. And now we don't even have the crit rate, but we're still critting quite a bit. And now our sovereignty counter came back, throw a special 2 into the block, and it still activates our counter. And there's something that I'm gonna explain very soon. So moving on to this rhino fight, we still have some things to cover for Adam Warlock. He has so much utility, man. His champion is literally crazy good. I think here I'm gonna showcase the special 3. I'm gonna hit him in the block, gonna break through his block because our second light attack basically triggers the unblockable. And as you will see there, because I didn't hit him, my buffs expired. And as you can see, the sovereignty buff activates, and we have cooldown on our sovereignty counter, which means now we have to wait in order to activate it again, because now we're not going to get buffs when we hit him, because this is on cooldown. So this is, you want to use it, you want to do that if you want to build up your sovereignty buffs so that they cannot be nullified or anything. Because as you can see there, they have the cover on them. So now they're immune to everything. Fate Seal and all that stuff. And now, if you parry also, you will see that if I parry, I cancel my buffs because you activate the sovereignty counter. Whenever you have the sovereignty buff, whenever you have the timer on you, you can either parry to end the buffs and refresh the sovereignty counter, or you can just not hit the opponent and let it expire, and that is basically going to give you the sovereignty buff, which then your buffs will be covered with the sovereignty buff. I don't know if I explained it well, but I would only use this like if I'm fighting a champion that's gonna fate seal me or something, and I want my buffs to be like protected from all that stuff. And this is the special 3. So the special 3 gives us a close to 6,000 fury. This is exactly the same fury that you will get from getting 40 on your sovereignty counter. So it's just an extra bonus. And look at this damage right now. With this precision, man, it's just wow. This damage is phenomenal, man. Close to 20k, and we just now got the second buff. Oh man. So yeah, this is like a really cool way if you're fighting a Fate Seal champion or someone that can basically nullify your buffs. Because now that they're covered from the sovereignty icon, they are protected. So that's a cool rotation if you want to do it as well. And we're gonna go ahead and finish this fight with a special 2. This guy feels so much fun to use because, you know, you're so aggressive, man. It's incredible. And now we have this last vision fight, which I haven't explained something. So Adam Warlock does not gain the full combat power rate. His combat power rate is reduced by 25%, but he gains 2.5% of a bar of power each second. And as you can see here, this guy also power burned me, which it did drain my power. But when that happens, you can see that we have this energized passive on us, lasting for 12 seconds, and it increases our combat power rate by 50%. So that's pretty cool. Like, you maybe sometimes you want to get power burned, because, you know, we can definitely see the difference on our power for sure. And also in this fight, I'm going to show you his stasis pod, which is a part of his awakened ability and a part of his special 2. So I'll go for the special 1, get the buff. We go. See what happened there? So I double tap the block, and look at this. When you double tap the block, you activate the stasis pod, which basically you take reduced damage. You take 75% reduced damage, and you heal 74% of that damage. And if you're awakened, you also gain a regen, healing you based on your missing health. So right here, it's not too crazy because, you know, we have 98%. And also, if the opponent, this is a part of his awakened ability as well, if the opponent attacks you during this, they are going to get stunned. So this guy is stunned, and when I come back from this, I have the opportunity to hit him. So that's pretty great. And the stun lasts for 2 seconds, so you can definitely use it even if the opponent has a limber effect. So that's the one way you get your stasis pod. I can do it even now. There's like no cooldown. So OP. And also when you activate this, I believe you get a buff that you're immune to cold snap, and I think frostbite, incinerate, stuff like that. You can see it. It's next to my true damage buff. Look at this. After the special 2, you also are forced to enter the stasis pod, and this was pretty smooth, honestly. This is pretty helpful if you want to, you know, keep the opponent against the wall. And now I also have the energized buff, and we're just gonna finish it with a beautiful special 2. And that is pretty much Adam Warlock. So I know he might seem like very, very complicated, but to be honest, he's not too complicated. Like, you build up your buffs, you can activate your sovereignty counter either by hitting the opponent's block with your second light attack, or your special 1, or your special 2, or you can throw specials into the block, so you can start your counter by 10, and then the more your counter is, the higher you gain those buffs. If it goes up to 40, you gain that fury, and then you just do this all over again. And if you want to start with sovereignty buffs, you just don't hit the opponent when you start your sovereignty counter, or you parry, and then the next time you get buffs, they will be covered as sovereignty buffs, which means they are going to be immune to ability accuracy, immune to nullify, immune to stagger, and fate seal. So that's a cool way, again, if you're fighting someone that can do that. And then he's got that crazy special 3 Fury. He's got the special 2, which, you know, forces you to go to the stasis pod, which is actually really cool because the opponent can't hit you. And if they hit you, when you're awakened, they're going to get stunned. And then it's an easy opening. And they're still against the wall. So that means you can be super aggressive, keeping your sovereignty counter high. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about this guy. I really expected him to be OP, but I didn't expect him to be that much fun to play. Like, this champion is like, wow. Very, very fun. And I can't wait until I get him on my main account, hopefully. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for another Adam Warlock video, maybe a couple. I'm definitely gonna take him to Abyss, Labyrinth, because this guy feels so much fun to play. He's got so much damage, so much utility, and the crits are like insane. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Adam Warlock, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.